I'm Mint Salad and I saw Planet 51. It is directed by George Blanco, and spoiler, The Rock's in it. This is animated by Illumination, the same people who did Despicable Me and the Minions. So if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. The movie starts, we are following a movie theater. The movie theaters don't move. Specifically, a movie is playing where it's a sci-fi parody. It's like, aliens are going to Earth and they're destroying Earth. I'm like, oh, is this an Earth film? Oh wait, I didn't notice the weird green goo looking guys. Oh, they're everywhere. Oh, we're on a planet full of green goo looking guys. Okay, so we're on a planet that's similar to Earth, has no violence, is currently set in, the movie says the 50s. I see the 60s, especially with a guy has like hair and is wearing like tie-dye, is playing guitar, and he's like being all groovy, and he's got his groovy hippie truck, and it's like peace signs all over the hippie truck. It's like something you see in like Cars, or in the 60s if you're alive back then. But this is not the 50s. I haven't been born in the 50s, so I don't know what the time period was like, but I've seen 50s movies. I've seen 50s diners. Yes, the best source for accurate information on what 50s era is. And I saw a lot of poofy skirts, a lot of dancing, and a lot of the American dream after World War II has ended in the economic boom, and white picket fences were everywhere. I know that from Death of a Salesman, but I didn't see this vibe in this town. A little bit of the white picket fence stuff, actually, for majority of the town. I think the 60s, being the protesters, is the joke. The 60s are like, I'm upset. Like, just, it's funny to me how not protesty they sound and how not upset they sound. They are just outside the Capitol building with the picket fences, like, I'm not upset. I'm upset, blah, blah, blah. You know, stuff establishing this society of green guys. They're green. Well, they're everywhere. And you got like alien looking dogs. They're pretty cool. I like the alien looking dogs. It seems like the fact that it rains rocks seems like a problem, but no one is concerned. I'm like, is it like hail? Or is it softer than hail? What about your green goo heads? Is it not hurt by the rock? Anyway, I'm thinking too much about this movie. It's fun. It's a fun kids movie. There's a lot of unicorn and rainbow jokes and stuff, and my favorite part of the movie is when the human ship with the American flag on the side touches down, gets out of his spaceship. He starts freaking out while everyone's looking at him with them eyes on their head. Why do they got them eyes on their head looking at this guy just running around? He's like, whoa! And then his oxygen's cut off, but luckily there's oxygen in the atmosphere. Why would there be green otherwise if there was no oxygen? I'm not a biologist or a scientist, but, you know, I like how much greenery there is. I'm a big fan of that. I like the world building. This is probably my favorite part of the movie is the world building. The general, very evil man, not evil in like the sense like evil intentions. He's just scared, and so he's acting in the contradiction to the Lem. Lem is a guy's name. Chuck is the astronaut's name that comes down, the human in this alien world. Lem is a guy who discovers Chuck first, actually. Lem, more backstory about him. He's kind of a guy who's like, oh, I want to ask out this girl, But every time I try to ask out this girl, these hippies come and sing a song, and then she gets masqueraded away. And I'm like, oh man, what a plight, man. Dude, you gotta pair up with Chuck and Lem, the ultimate team. Yeah. So, you know, they're running. You know, they're using all sorts of different speeds on their leg meters, the speed dials. You know, everyone has a speed dial on the side of their leg that determines how fast your legs are moving. That exists totally. But yeah, the general guy, he's like, oh boy, we gotta extract this guy's brain. He can control people. You have these dumb soldiers who thinks Chuck, who is, by the way, The Rock. The Rock is in this really small astronaut's body, and I find this to be hilarious because he has hair and The Rock does not, and The Rock is not big in this animation, but he should be because he's big in real life. Of course, there are several attempts to get the girl's attention. You gotta push her on the ground to hide Chuck from the rest of the world. He's like a Chuck beef. Have you had Chuck beef? It's better than regular beef, better than ground beef, actually. So, of course, these aliens want Chuck. They want to grind him up like ground beef and put him on the stove, season him up, and don't flip the meat when you cook it, okay? You can only flip it once on the grill. That's how you make a nice, juicy human burger. That's just the aliens. But no, actually, the aliens are afraid of Chuck eating them. That's pretty much what happens throughout the entire movie. We got a guy, evil scientist guy. He's like, oh, I'm gonna capture Lem and Chuck, and I'm gonna extract their brains and probe their brains for science and knowledge and stuff like that. And, you know, good heart to what happens at the end of the movie, okay? First of all, we got self-destruction. We have the general. He's gonna come and get the Chuck and friends. And at this point, we got Lem's family on this, plus friends as well. And we have the general. He's all self-destruct. Uh-oh, it takes a while for self-destruct to happen. There's a lot of flames, and I like the little detail that Chuck had never flown this spaceship before. It's just hilarious that when it's time for him to fly the spaceship, he just does it in one go, like he's been trained, but he forgot somehow. How? Okay. I guess you just wanted to make sure that the alien people felt that you were dumber than you actually were, to ease them, or, I mean, to ease their sorrows, their complaints, but, that was counterintuitive, dude. Of course, Chuck flies his aeroplane. No, it's not an airplane, it's a spaceship. It's a spaceship out of the atmosphere and floats above the Earth and is just looking with that observatory window on its side of the ship, face on its face. That totally worked. And this is what the part where we see a loving kiss. Ooh, wow, Lem gets the girl. Congratulations, buddy, you did it. You got the girl, you got some confidence. Now you have the rest of your life to not be miserable, not choose to be miserable. Maybe you do choose to be miserable. Maybe you guys divorce. Maybe you guys have like 10 children. Maybe you have an amount of children that you just keep on having and you can't raise any of them, so you have to give them all up. What if that happened to you, Lem? Well, I would like to see that story. That'd sound like a handy dandy of a time. Lem, 20 years later, smoking an alien equivalent of a cigarette. Honey, did you wash the children? No, I was doing fitness, and the child, I accidentally bumped into the child and knocked her down. can't take care of her because I'm sick. I have lung disease. I have all of my lungs, all 5 of them are smugged up. And then he dies. They divorce, restraining order, bam, death. That's the story of Lem, okay? That's just what I want to see in the sequel. But the movie ends on a good note. It's a children's movie. It ends on a great note. So, this is a fine and fun children's movie. It was fine. It was really childish for me, like, in terms of the mannerisms of everyone, the amount of peacefulness and community, and with no conflict, everyone just listens to the leaders, and it's like, well, I guess except for the protesters, but the protesters are just not actually upset, because I guess that's the joke. I definitely remember more of this movie, just because a lot of stuff does not happen over the course of 90 minutes, but it's a fine movie. It teaches you a lesson. It teaches you a lesson on to be true to yourself. And to be confident, don't listen to the people that are giving you lines. Or don't listen to people who just say things. Don't listen to what they're saying. You gotta use your brain. That was in this movie, that was literally a line I want somebody who just doesn't listen to whatever they're being told, is a literal line from Lem's love interest and what she sees in a person, like what she looks for in a guy, rather. So I liked that. I was like, oh wow, great. So I give this movie, it's colorful, animated well. I like the weight of the characters. Illumination does good yet again. Like, they got good animation. Woo yeah! Even if they got mostly kids' stories, pretty good lessons. Great animation. I'm a big fan of it. The style of the animation is it's the same art style. So but it's aliens. So I gotta give this movie a 6 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. YouTube really likes that. You can also like, comment, subscribe, share this video with everyone you know. The ultimate goal of this channel is for me to become an expert movie reviewer. So if I haven't reviewed it on the channel, there's a chance I haven't even seen it at all. If you'd like to request a movie in the comments below, you can do that, or you can fast track a movie review request at patreon.com/ASEPresents. $20 a month for 1 movie review per 1 month, or $3 a month for how to draw Pokemon tutorials will be posted there first, and the 250 vlogs that are up there right now, all at patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all these daily movie reviews, you can go to this link tree. It really helps the daily grindiness of all these daily movie reviews. Fansly is free to follow, so you can go here. And until next time, I'm Mint Salad Saw. I'll see you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits.